Have you ever wondered how medications get their names? Naming medications is a tricky practice. You don't want them to sound too similar, otherwise you run the risk of being prescribed or given the wrong medication. You don't want the name to be too long, too boring, too complex, though you might want some aspect of the name to capture part of the chemical compound. You probably also want the name to reflect what the medication actually does. A good case study is chlorpromazine, which is thought to be the first antipsychotic medication. Though its history is interesting because when it was initially developed, it wasn't intended for use in psychiatry. It was actually supposed to help with surgical anesthesia. But people started to realize that it had really pronounced sedative, so-called tranquilizing effects, and that's when people started to think about whether or not it had a psychiatric application. And chlorpromazine was marketed as Thorazine. If we break the name down, the zine or azine portion of it refers to the actual chemical compound, but the Thor piece was very intentional. Thor is the god of thunder, so Thorazine as a name had very powerful connotations. The name gives this sense of a powerful new medication that's going to shock and revolutionize medicine. Chlorpromazine was also marketed as Largactil, large action. This name was picked to reflect the diversity of the medication and its various applications, but I think it also speaks to its perceived power and strength. So both of these names, Thorazine and Largactil, were crafted with the intention to elicit a sort of feeling, affect, or instill a sense of hope and optimism in these medications. Are there any other medications whose names make you think of different feelings and meanings?